For real.
Okay. That's good. Cool. So,
Yes, sir.
how should we start?
I have a question. I want to start off with a question.
Sorry, what? Who?
I'm going to start off with a question, yeah?
You want to start with a question? See, I can't hear him because I have this in my ear, so he needs to be louder.
Take one off.
He's so rude. Take it off.
You know?
So take one off, yeah.
You know he's
You're
never
mashing
started
up
with a
my
question
hair. Ugh, this guy doesn't understand. I'm a woman.
Why do you keep reminding me?
Because.
Are you unsure of yourself?
Yeah, what does that mean?
So basically, you don't have to worry about your hair getting mashed up because you just
But
have.
what if I'm worried too? Like, my
Wait,
hair gets mashed up as
are you
well.
unaware of what's going on above my head right now?
I understand, but the sides are fine. The minute I move this about, I get little fuzzes and you won't understand.
That's
It's
cute, man.
fine.
That's cute.
You
That's
guys just need a fade and you're good. So
Yeah, but you need to explain it to us. I want to understand.
do you understand it now? That I'm not explaining it well enough.
Nah.
So with movement and friction, this will start getting messy.
Okay.
And then I'll just look really on camera.
Okay.
That is all.
Got
Go
that.
ahead.
So what's the
Alauddin.
question?
Yeah, so I really want to get your opinion on it. Obviously, I want to get yours as well, but mainly yours. When is the right time to move to a girl in the gym?
Ooh.
I don't think there's such thing as a right time. I think it's how you move to go in a gym. So I think if you come in with too much thirst, shut down.
I just finished gym, lab. Of course, I'm being thirsty. Like,
I mean,
we're
we're not talking about literal thirst.
Yeah.
But there's a difference with someone approaching you and as they're talking to you, they're looking you up and down, possibly even licking their lips. And I'm just like, oh, no, boo-boo, not today.
But that's probably why they approach in the first place, right?
I mean, physical attraction is important.
Yeah.
But then can we control the hunger a little bit?
Yeah.
Can we act
Just
cool?
where's the discipline and
Just fool me for a minute and
Yeah,
act like
yeah.
you weren't just like eyeing me up.
yeah.
do it
Do you
subtly.
get approached in the gym a lot? Because you do work out, right? I've
I
done
work
some
out
research.
7 days a week.
7 days a week, no days
Yeah.
off.
Unless it's by
Okay.
force, i.e. no childcare,
Yeah.
or life happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do get approached often. But I'm initially it's taking people like a year in my gym to approach me because they can just see I'm very antisocial and I realize I'm being rude by not smiling at people.
Yeah. But then
So-
is that something you do on purpose or you don't get approached?
No. I
subconscious-
choose to just zone out because
Yeah.
so gym's my therapy. So for me, it's my time. So I don't want it to people. Their main thing, the main way a guy will approach me will be, so what's the goals? I'm just like,
It's just like straightforward, like,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
want to just like ease in a little bit. Like,
well, no, but when someone says to me, what's your goals? I assume it's a genuine question. But when I started getting it repeatedly, I was like, yo, this is a Chepson line. I did not know this. So when it first happened, I was just like, yeah, my goal is like stamina, mental well-being, and they're like, because you don't have to lose weight. You realize you look amazing as you are. And I'm just like,
yeah, the classic lines.
yeah.
Empowerment lines.
Yeah, then it's like, let me bring you back home to my mum. And I'm like, sorry, what's her name?
I find it mad, you know, because like I have
Do you want to approach a woman in a gym? Who is she? Go on, talk to
the
me.
pressure's nuts right now.
I like this. you
Nah,
know.
Talk to
nah.
us.
I just saw someone twice in it, and I think I speak a lot. I speak a lot to myself in it. I have so many conversations with myself in it. So
What, in the gym?
no, like in general. Like, when
But is
I'm
it a
myself.
particular person?
No, I'm saying like so. My conversations start off.
I'm here.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't judge.
Yes, you do.
Open mind, open soul,
So
everything.
sorry. So my conversations stem from experience in it. So if I see
Okay.
someone, yeah, I might want to move to wherever, but then from that thought, I start questioning bare shit.
Like what? What's the first question that runs through your mind?
That what I asked you, when's the right time to move to someone in the gym?
There's never a right time.
Yeah,
Because
there's no right time.
technically speaking, I might be going to your gym one day only because I happen to be in the area.
Yeah,
So you may never see me again.
I'm saying that's my predicament. So I hear a lot of women saying, wait until I'm not busy or wait until and then you can maybe approach me whatever. But like
Yeah, I mean,
someone like
obviously, if
that-
I'm running,
Yeah.
I beg you
Oh,
don't
yeah,
stop my
yeah,
run,
obviously,
yo.
yeah.
But I don't
I'm
think-
gonna jab you in your throat. Don't do that.
That's it. Like I've seen this woman twice, innit? I can't remember when. That was like last week. I've seen her twice. Don't do that.
Good.
I've seen her twice, and I was like again. I started thinking about random stuff, thinking like, so what if I just never see her again? I just missed my opportunity to meet someone that could. Like I love the whole element of like multiverse and. Or when you walk, there's right and left. If you go right, that means there's another right and left, and you never know what's gonna happen.
You
to that
just
left.
don't know,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Someone else in an alternative universe went left. So it's like I was like kind of picturing and imagining every potential and possible outcome of a scenario, and then trying to pick the best one.
So you can't overthink things.
I do.
Yeah, there's something.
But that's the most dangerous thing.
Yeah.
There's something just about doing it, right? It's just go for it and take the learning from it.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, don't do things too dummy. Yeah. And worst case scenario, a lesson learned.
Yeah.
So sometimes we take L's in life, and you have to fail in order to succeed. So that's fine. We'll do it.
That's why, I always look for the value of my actions in it, but intentionally.
In regards to the honey in the gym,
I said the honey.
the honey in the gym. Listen, she's working out. I'm sure she looks alright. But I think it's about your energy. So it's how you approach her. So if you
I don't approach anyone anyway. That's the thing.
You need to shoot your shot because I don't shoot my shot for no one. So you need to need to do it.
But I think that's my I don't know if there's a problem or like. So I like to think that my standards are very high. So
no one's quite to your standard.
Say again, sorry?
No one's quite to your standard.
Yeah, essentially, like I'm not someone who just wants to have fun or. You know what I'm saying? I'm more on like the marathon kind of thing, innit? Like I like.
Oh yeah. No, so for me, when a guy approaches me from the beginning, like I'm not here for a little something.
Yeah, like
I'm looking for companionship.
Build something, and then that once the foundation has been built, you have something to fall back on if something goes left. But moving to people in public, I think I did it once. Oh, how long? I moved to someone in college. Yeah.
How did she respond?
No, you guess it was so bad. So I was in the examiner with her. She was in the class, and she was, you know, when you just look over your shoulder every now and again, just to like appreciate the sculpture, the chiseled by Zeus herself, kind of thing, innit?
So this is the interesting bit. Like, so are you moving? Do you want to move to someone because of how they look?
No, but that's. I'll finish this one and I'll say something else on top of that. I'm talking best today. So obviously, exam finished. I thought, you know, let me shoot my shot. First time ever in my life. I try to get her shoot. I'm standing. She walks past. Try to get attention. Not a single piece of eye contact. This tunnel vision walked straight past me. Since then, never again.
So you never actually approached her?
I tried to get her attention. I kind of stuck my hand out a little bit, tried to get attention. I said, hey, whatever.
She might have been nervous.
But then
you don't know what's going on there.
But at that time,
she might have blinked literally as you put your hand out. Yeah, literally, exactly. And didn't even see it.
But you just told me not to overthink. But now you're giving me potential overthinking material.
Positive overthinking, not negative overthinking.
But I'm still upset because I've never seen her again in my life after that. I've never seen her.
So the question is, what could you have done differently in that situation?
Fuck, I don't know. Dash the ball ahead.
Oh, yo!
Just dash the table tennis ball ahead.
Yo!
But that's so going back on your thing about how...
B, what's your number?
So go back on your thing about how... What did I go off of? I realized something. Like, I think... I don't know if I saw this somewhere, but... Essentially, my kind of rule is your looks will get me to look. When I'm done looking at you, I'm going to look somewhere else. So if there's not more for me to work on...
But what can you see when you see someone in the gym, though? What energy does she give out for you to feel?
So your look will get me to look, but if you don't provide anything after that, so essentially, like, I'll look at a cheesecake, and the first thing that comes to mind is.
Sorry, I'm a fatty woman. That excited me.
Understand. The first thing that comes to mind is that cheesecake looks nice.
That's why I go gym 7 days a week.
100%. Eat my emotions all day.
Yeah, and your Pepsi Max.
No sugar.
No sugar,
guys.
Replaced with glucose is fine. But I was gonna say, yeah. So I look at cheesecake. The first thing I think of is that looks nice. That's gonna taste nice. But now, cool. What value does it add after that? Am I gonna get fat because of it? Am I gonna get fit because of it? What is it? So that kind of applies to women. Like, okay, cool. You look nice, which means
she might taste nice.
Yeah, me. You understand? So like, as like, obviously, it's like a subconscious thing. The first thing that you think about is, okay, I'm physically attracted to you. But now I'm mentally attracted to you. I tend to skip past, like I'll be there in that physical, oh yeah, cool, you look good, whatever. But I try to skip past, I go past that and think, cool, let me converse with you, let me build a foundation with you. Because I can never be in a long-term relationship with someone I'm not attracted to. That's just, I just can't do it.
As in physical attraction?
Yeah, like I can't be with you 20 years. I think
naturally your physical attraction will be something, the only time someone's a grower is if you work with someone or...
Like, do you think you can learn to be attracted to someone?
Not learn. You start to appreciate their values or their energy. So you start looking at them differently. Okay. So they might have not been your typical go-to girl, but there's something about her that you're like, raw.
Yeah,
it's like when you spend a lot of time around that person and you start picking certain things up. The energy's there. Yeah.
I've had some encounters with some absolute gizzards. But
what's a gizzard? Sorry.
What's
School us, please, young ting.
This horrific. But the energy is mad.
As in look-wise, that's
they're unattractive, innit?
Do you know what? I have a theory, yeah. So my theory is this, yeah. It doesn't apply to everyone.
Go on.
But my theory is this, yeah. usually what I tend to see is that like prettier looking people tend to be a bit more dumb than not all the time. So look, I know it's a big statement, but not all the time. But my theory is this, right? So like someone that's good looking, they're more likely to have more opportunities to go out. Like they'll get invited to places, they'll get approached more often, and people that don't look as good as them, they'll have more time to spend on themselves and just kind of learn about themselves and that sort of thing, which is quite interesting. So that's
gone.
Yeah, so that's my assumption, innit? My assumption, that's how it works, kind of, or that's what it contributes towards anyways.
I think with time, certain people, if you've always been good looking growing up, you probably realise things are very effortless for you. But whereas when you are average looking, and I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder, so someone that I might find very, very good looking, my friend would be like, really, Hebz? And I'd be like, yo, his smile. But basically, I feel like they probably don't mean it, but because everything's just always been easy for them, because everyone's been like, oh my God, you got beautiful eyes, oh my God, you got this, that they don't realise the power that they have just by being good looking.
Your person is based on your environment.
Yeah, exactly.
If life's easy,
but they also like miss out on very important parts of appreciation of like how to
bond and connect with the person, right? The spaces will always be filled, innit? So what you don't learn, you will learn something else that could be equally as valuable.
How to take advantage of your looks. Okay, no, but I think it's a lesson they'll learn with time. As they get older, they'll realise the looks aren't everything. So I think for me, I personally, I had a glow up when I was like 25, 26. Jeez. I was clapped. Like
round of applause. Round of applause, isn't it?
Clapped and wham.
That's
a mad combination.
Combo. It was a real combo. But which meant, like you said, when you don't have it all, you tend to just have other assets about you. And my assets also, I was a funny fat person. I was a person who people want to hang around because my energy was all right. But when I lost weight, I didn't suddenly become this like stush individual. I was still inside, I'm still the fat girl. So when I make fat girl jokes, people are like, you have no right to. I'm like, yes, I used to be big. They're like, no, I can't believe it. So I think some people expected me to become very shallow, materialistic, or, you know, because I get approached that I must think I'm all that. And it's just like, actually, no. The minute people start talking to me, they're like, all right, there's more to you. So even if a guy approaches me in the street, I know 9 out of 10 times they've seen my figure or whatever it is, and they want to approach me. And then when I start speaking, they're like, oh, I didn't see this coming. I'm like, you're going to catch feelings today.
That's a two-way thing. Like, I think it's like, this house can't be built without these two very specific bricks. That being physical attraction, and then, not empathetic, like proper like mental attraction, essentially. Being attracted to your mindset.
And I'm sapiosexual, so for me, sapo, where I'm like, I'm attracted to someone's mentality. So if I'm talking to a guy, and he overwhelms me with his knowledge or his just energy, I find that way more return on than the physical. So I'm attracted to this more than this. It's obviously, this is important.
Yeah, because I've had conversations with like brethren and whatnot, and they would always tell me, you know, if you was like less weird, or you just made less jokes, or you just did it, like make these small changes to your life, you get bare girl, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, but at what value? Eventually, my true self will come out. And
but I'm not trying to like therapy you, but are you a little bit on the weird side, or you make banter to cover up other things?
I'm childish.
No, but do you cover up other uncomfortable situations? Like whenever you're in an uncomfortable situation, do you just bust a joke to sort of make it easier for you? Because I feel like that's how I used to be. My best thing to do is to divert.
That or walk away.
Yeah, don't walk away. That's rude.
Yeah, it's things like he makes comments when he gets uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's fine. But I think you have to put yourself out there. So in regards to women, take as many L's as possible. That's fine. But to women who are watching this, please approach a guy with respect. Like if he's giving you good energy, don't be like, ugh. Because you're about to crush his soul, and his future wife could have been around the corner, and he can't approach her anymore because you've just ruined his confidence and destroyed it.
But I just feel like that's my thing. I like to think of myself as someone that's very resilient.
That's good. So then keep moving to women. Move to the honey in the gym today.
No, the rest of the day. I'm not going today. But the point is.
So I just want to touch on that rejection thing. Yeah, you see, like I think you made a really good point. Like you see, sometimes like women would reject a guy, but there's a bit of like they go a bit too far with like adding a little bit extra, like just trying to destroy the guy's soul for like no reason. Just like if you reject someone, just reject someone. You know, don't.
But that's the thing. Like my thing has always been, sorry to interrupt. My thing's always been, So I tend to move to women knowing full I'm going to be rejected because I understand the value of rejection. The reason why I'm as resilient as I am today is because of the rejections I had in the past. So sometimes I'll go to someone that's way above my league and more or less impossible to get.
It's a learning opportunity.
You feel me? Like I go there, I might get a one conversation. I don't change myself to please them because I know that they might be used to a familiar kind of man. I don't change myself to please them. I stay myself. I know they're gonna hate it, but
no, they won't hate it. You're just the right person will appreciate the little quirks about you.
But like in turn, I call it resilient training, you know. So resilience training, sorry. So like I become more accepting of defeat or rejection. That way,
I think that's important. It's good to be resilient. I think that's something a lot of people need to learn because people get crushed easily and their confidence and they go back into their shell. But in regards to rejection with how women do it, firstly, I guess historically growing up, when a guy would approach a girl in school and she said no, he'd be like, well, you're ugly anyway, or you're fat anyway, or you got spots anyway. It's like, you moved to me. I was minding my own business, like thinking about chicken I'm about to eat tomorrow. And you're here like interrupting my energy for this.
They don't know how to take it.
But then also on the flip side, some women feel like they have to be very abrupt because not all guys understand what no means. So you might say no and they'll continue to follow you, or they'll continue to just keep at it and at it and at it. And it's like, so sometimes they have to be like cold with it. But I've spoken to women and I'm like, listen, yo, do you understand? For a man, some men will approach every single woman they see. As long as she's got a pom-pom and a pulse, they will move to you. But
I've seen a lot of guys like that.
But then there's also guys who have to pluck the courage, who have to assess the situation, who have to like yourself, you're trying to read the room and understand. So in that case, I got to treat people by how the energy they give out. So if you approach me like a gentleman, I will be absolutely gentle with you. If you approach me with some wittiness, I'll be witty with you.
You'll match the energy.
Yeah. So
it's like what you said at the beginning. It's like the way whatever the energy is of the person, you'll just match it.
That's it.
And
exactly.
that's you as a person.
And that's like, I used to be married. So this is even when I was married and a guy would approach me, I would be like, oh, sorry, I'm married. I would like, all right, cool. I'm going to let him land. And I'll be like, soz, I'm married, but have a great day. It was nice to meet you or whatever.
See,
but
here's the problem, and this is what I come across this problem a lot with women. You lot love your hints.
What do you mean by hints?
Like hinting things. So my thing is, I tend to read a lot of hints, innit? Like when a woman hints something, I tend to read it. But I actively avoid it because I know for a fact that there are other hints that she's done that I've not seen. So I just avoid all of them altogether. Unless it's bait. Like unless it's bait. Like you.
But that's why as we get older, we've got no room for hints. I'm a very direct person.
Oh yeah, but I'm 21, so
all right. Remind me that I don't know how old you are, Leo.
They're still in their prime hinting stage.
You're 15.
Yeah.
This is a bit uncomfortable. This is like an R. Kelly situation. I don't want to catch no cases.
Yeah. It's a bit mad.
Can we not do this, please?
Do you know what? I seen something funny on Instagram the other day. Yeah, you know how he was saying like an excuse could be like I'm married and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But basically, women started saying that it's not enough anymore.
It's
so
not.
they started saying I'm pregnant.
Listen,
and even then people are gonna be like,
I've said I'm a lesbian at times, and then they're like, all right, so what you want a free time? Like, when I was married, the guy would be like, yeah, I'm married too, and I'd be like, oh, this is going well.
But you know what? The thing is, like, are these, and I don't know, and I don't really talk to those kind of guys anyways. But are these the guys that don't get girls, or like they don't? Because I don't really get it. I don't get the whole thing of just like, I think obviously I moved to girls in places and stuff, but I'm not a thirsty guy. I'm not, you know, I don't really move.
Let the women decide.
Yeah, it's just like I would have a conversation, and then, you know, wherever she decides from there, that's cool. Like if you know, forget.
So I think some men think women like a chase, or women will be like stubborn for the sake of, so they don't know how to read signals, and it's a direct signal. It's not like a go figure, I'm gonna drop a hint, you know, like Aladdin said, nice. She said no, but you think, oh, maybe if I try again, she'll say yes. Maybe she's playing hard to get, so let me just keep going. And it can get a bit uncomfortable, so I understand why certain women are just abrupt.
So the guys got certain, like, they got wrong beliefs basically about how it goes.
But it's a social circle. If the boys, the man, are going, oh yeah, she's just playing hard to get, like, try again, then that's it. That's your understanding to how women work. And actually, I don't know. I'm very, as a grown-ish person, I very rarely attract the wrong energy. We don't give away too much here. I don't give away. I don't get the wrong energy, but I do get the odd young thing that approach me and be like, "Yo," and I'll be like, who you yoing? Because I don't see none of your boys here. But then they kind of get humbled and they'll be like, "Oh, no, I just want to chat to you." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm old enough to be a mum, so we're not going to do this," and we just keep it stepping. But I think it's all about growth. So luckily, in my grownish age, I'll get people who kind of understand my energy before I even speak. And then they'll approach me with a certain, like, I get a good caliber of people that approach me, even if it never goes anywhere, just a hello and a goodbye, then we'll leave it at that. But I'd like to hope.
Do you do any work with like young women in general?
Say that again?
Do you do any work with like young women?
No, I don't. I wouldn't mind.
I think you should.
Y'all see that?
Yeah.
I'm here.
No, like it seems like you got like a really good mentality to empower females. Even educated guys, like you're educating guys right now, you know, just.
So I used to do a podcast called Women in Power.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, I'm all about elevating women, but I don't believe in the 2021 vision of feminism and like pussy power. I don't do that. Sorry, do we do swearing here? Are we allowed?
Yeah,
to?
no, of course. Right.
Yeah, so I don't believe in like the Cardi B's and that kind of energy. Like that's not for me.
I remember. Sorry, quickly, one based on.
Go on, Alauddin. Tell me.
Huh?
Tell me, Alauddin. Talk to me.
Do you think women of today want equality or superiority?
I think women today,
or their turn,
the younger generation are quite confused. So I think they're just embracing what's thrown at them on social media, and they're trying to identify where they belong. So one minute they're like holding this flag, then actually I want this flag as well. So, but I want this flag. It's just like, okay, what is it you want?
They don't themselves. There's water. You can drink the water.
I don't know why it's happening.
There's water right there.
I know, but
maybe dish a Pepsi, a little bit, sip. You should be fine.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
Why am I being bullied by this guy?
I don't know.
I bully him in the DMs. Why is he trying to bully me now?
This is bonding. We're bonding.
We're bonding, yeah.
Trying to get you back. We're going
to bond like this later. Jab to the throat.
This is not real. To the throat.
No, it's not real. I mean, I just did it in my head now. So good. So I feel like women these days, unless you're sure of who you are because of the foundations you have at home, you are easily swayed to what you feel is a true reflection of what women should be, how they should be looked at, how they should be treated, where they should be positioned in society. So for me, as much as I'm an independent, strong woman and I can do everything for myself, I'm raising a young king and I don't need nothing really from anyone, I still want a man who's alpha, who would lead the way. Even though I have strong opinions, I want someone who I would be happily submissive to as my husband, not in a sort of like, oh my God, but in a sort of, I want you to lead the way. And I want to be able to be in a position where he's a breadwinner and I'm the nurturer. So to me, even though I'm the strong woman, my values and my home teach me something that sits and resonates well with me. Do you know what I mean? Whereas women these days don't have those foundations. Not all of them. Some people do, but all they do is like Instagram's their Bible these days. Does that make sense?
No, I get that.
So I find it very unfortunate.
That's where they get the information from.
Yeah, and
what's your what's your balance between masculine and feminine energy for you?
I think men and women have both, but
no, I agree with that. But what would you say your balance is?
I don't know how to answer that. Can you elaborate?
Ask some weird questions sometimes. So let's say if you was to give like a percentage ratio, let's say like 50% feminine, 50% masculine.
For me, as me, myself.
Yeah, for you, yeah.
So I think I'm 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
And that's because of my position in the world right now. So I'm a single woman who's raising a young king. So I feel like I have to find that balance. So there's certain level of resilience. There's things that traditionally I wouldn't have done had I still been married.
And have you always been like that?
I've always been resilient-ish. I've had certain traits about me and I've kind of, to an extent, yeah. But I've never had to use that energy that much. It was there.
Yeah.
But I was more on the feminine side, even though, actually, I used to be mandem growing up, so I don't know.
Yeah, because this
is very confusing.
That's why I'm asking, because like I feel like you said you want a guy that's kind of alpha, and so it feels like at the moment like the guy that could fit your life right now is someone that's 50-50 as well in both energies.
Yes and no. I think the best person that would fit me is someone who doesn't see my strength as a threat. And a lot of guys I meet, they'll be like, "Right, like you're quite a strong, opinionated woman." Or you're not arguing, like we're having a debate, like the way me and you are having a conversation. And or they'll be like, "Oh, you're a bit too strong, or you're a bit out there." And I'm just like, because I have to, and that's an asset to you. That's not a threat. So any man that sees me as a threat, then they're not even understanding me right. Because I think having a strong woman who is somewhat has masculine energy where needed is someone who will be able to support you and has your back all the time. She's not a damsel in distress all the time. So if you're in a financial situation that's not going right, she can step in. Do you know what I mean? Or she can help either inspire you or brainstorm with you and be your support system.
Yeah.
Whereas if you want a fragile, timid woman, which is what seems like when people come to meet me, she can never really help you. She can maybe nurture your children, but she won't be able to help you with everything else. So I think it's all about finding that balance. I don't want a guy who's overly feminine, but when I say feminine energy, I don't know, is vulnerability feminine energy?
Probably, yeah, I think so.
So I'd need someone who's able to be vulnerable, because I care so much about male well-being that I would want a guy who can communicate. So
kind of like someone that can switch in between the two different kind of like energies, right?
Yeah.
Like just at the right time when it's needed. Yeah.
Like I don't want you to be crying over Titanic, but I want you to be able to cry if, like, God forbid, your dad passes and you're not trying to put on a strong face for me. I don't want you to be strong for me. I want you to be vulnerable right now, and I want you to release it, because the more you internalize, the more you're damaging yourself.
Kind of like the whole thing of ignorance of just like, yeah, I'm fine and all of that shit.
Well, it's the whole mentality of, you know, I gotta be a man. I was speaking to my mum about this yesterday. I said to Mum, you know, our culture, men can't be vulnerable. Like, even if my dad was going through stuff, or whoever, you can't see it, because they've been told, don't show any weakness in front of a woman. Whereas I want you to show me that you're struggling so I can help you. Because if you don't speak to me, what you're going to do is you're going to deflect on me. So you're going to deflect on me with maybe anger, frustration, or being very short with your patience, because you're holding all this stuff in, and you don't have a circle of friends to elevate to what's the word? To offload to.
Yeah.
And you don't have, you're not turning to your missus. So then what you doing? Instead, you're just putting everything inside. And then hence there being like a high level of male suicides, because or mental health, or do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's the stats itself highlights it, right? But then we're kind of taught to grow up like, you know, we're taught to grow up like that, and then we just think that this is how it is, and unless we learn.
So were you raised that way?
A little bit. I think you know what? I think I've spent a lot of time trying to understand myself. Like I'm a introspective kind of person. I like to reflect a lot. And I realized that certain things, and obviously I come from like kind of like Muay Thai. I've done Muay Thai, I've done boxing, and that's a very like masculine, you know, you just have to like kind of thing. But I've learned how to turn it off. So I've learned how to, you know, turn it on, turn it off.
How long has that taken you to do that?
I don't know. I'd say probably the last like 5 years.
What made you? What was the turning point?
I don't know. It just happened. I think I've just as you know, I kind of learnt more about the world and people, and I like to observe people, but not in a way where like I like to observe them just to know who they are or whatever. But I like to observe and learn from how people behave and stuff. And I think a lot of my learning came from that. So I think just seeing like a lot of guys not being able to reflect on how they feel, or even to share how they feel and stuff like that, I was just like, you know, I don't want to be like that. Yeah. You know, I want to be different. And I think.
And it's deep, because on a surface point, which is most situations, it's just inherited behavior that will go generation for generation, and then you'll just find like issues at home. But then there's like a deeper level where, you know, people can develop strong mental health issues, or, you know, depend on a substance because they feel like they can't talk. And it's like, to me, for you to reflect over the last 5 years, you're effectively also potentially unlearning certain behaviors. And that's a massive achievement. So
no, but it's mad. Even so, for instance, like my dad, like he's left when I was young. This is not me like trying to give like a sad story or anything.
No, I'll bring out the violin. It's cool.
Yeah, no. No, but obviously he's left when he was young and stuff. So I think, you know, like a lot of young men, they repeat the story of what's happened to them. And I've always been like, you know what, I want to do the opposite. I want to learn things and just do things in the right way. Just do things that, you know, my dad didn't do or whatever. I don't want to be like him, basically, sort of thing.
But there's got to be more guys like you, because unfortunately, any life experience, especially when it comes to absent fathers, men go either way. And when people repeat the cycle, sometimes it's not even consciously. It's just you've just become it. So you fall into it. You know, I'm going to be rejected by my dad anyway. He's never going to be there. I waited so many times. He's never turned up. He has a whole family without me. Like it's quite deep. So then you grow this kind of stern thing about life and how what men are expected to do. So I know there are men who have actively, consciously done what you did, which is, I'm not saying your dad was a waste man, but
no, it was a waste man.
They would say,
you can say that.
My dad's a waste man, and I'm going to make sure by any means necessary I will not repeat the cycle, because they've been able to reflect and go, yo, this was not good for me. and I know that it's not a reflection of all marriages or all relationships or all households, but I know I have the ability to control my future, and I'm going to dictate and I'm going to ensure by any means that I'm going to, if I can, obviously like relationships can still end and you can still end up not being with your child, but you'll still make an active decision and conscious decision to be present in that person's life because you know the importance of having that figure. And there's other people who just slip into that cycle and they go, well, what's the point? It is what it is. And it's because there's no one been, there's the mother's been, okay, so due to absent fathers, I've done a little caption on this on Instagram, which is people complain about strong women, but a lot of these strong women have, this all stem from them having to be the father and the mother because there's so many absent men for different reasons. Obviously there are women who stop them from seeing their children. There's so many different variables, but effectively all these women have been forced to play a role to be. So when you're raising men, you know, there's no masculine energy, or there is, but there's not an actual physical man there to guide you. And if you don't have an uncle to guide you or a cousin to guide you or an older cousin to guide you, all you have is your environment. And if your environment is just filled with absent fathers and disgruntled men, then you fall into that cycle and you think this is life.
Don't you think if women had higher standards, I'm not saying women don't in general, there's all kinds of women, but if all women had higher standards, then guys would kind of be forced to become a bit better than who they are now.
I think women do have higher standards. I think some men don't love themselves enough to want to be that higher standard. I don't think women have to do anything. I think men need to reflect and want to level up for themselves. Because not for the sake of a woman, because you actually want to be that man. You don't want to repeat the cycle, or you don't want to fall into the environment of your, you know, the mandem that you've seen around you growing up. You want better for you because you deserve better. And therefore women will then be delivered with a better quality level of a man, because a woman can't change a man and a woman can't inspire a man to do anything unless...
They could influence though, right? Like they could influence a man to change.
9 out of 10 times you guys are like, why are you trying to change me for? It's like,
but it's not about change. Like I don't think it's about, you know, change. I think it's about influencing it change. Like just going, can I influence?
How can a woman influence the guy? Tell me.
Just through conversations and just like, obviously, you know, depending on what we're talking about, if we're talking about, you know, two people in a relationship, then, you know, there has to be a conversation and there has to be certain amount of connection and feelings involved, you know, where they can have that relationship. Because
you know something that I find really, really powerful is a contrast of just what you just said there and what you just said earlier. It's like, so for me, there's two types of learning, or two types of lessons, intentional, unintentional. Yeah. So someone like that woman trying to better influence the man to be better or whatever, that's intentional learning, intentional lesson, sorry. So actually intentionally trying to teach them how to do something to be better. But there's unintentional lessons, which is like your dad
subconscious.
No, subconscious, like your dad leaving and whatever. So me, for example, I haven't been in contact with my dad for a while. It's the stuff that he's done in the past, whatever, innit? But essentially the point is, that's unintentional lessons, because the stuff he's done, he didn't do it to make me better. But because of the person I am, I've then looked at that for, you know what, there is value in this, I can learn from this. So like a lot of the stuff that he's done built my resilience and built my... I'll give you an example, my favourite example. When I was a kid, I used to get £2 a week pocket money. Nothing in it. £2 a week.
That's big money though, don't hate. That's 200 penny sweets, so you mad.
That's still better than nothing.
So yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is all my friends were £10 a week, or £20 every 2 weeks worth kind of thing. So that's what like in your school, that's what's normal to you, innit? So in turn, he didn't do that to teach me a lesson, or at least I don't think he did. But what I gained from that was money management, understanding the value of money, resilience, understand that I don't have to be like everyone else, kind of thing. But
you're very different though in how you think, because the other guys have been like, I need to rob someone of a £10, you know, because I need to have £12 now.
And that's it. It goes with the person, like who are you as an individual, and what do you value more? I value lessons and learning so much. Like I'll go out of my way. Like again, I'll move to a woman knowing full I'm going to get rejected, because I understand the value of the lesson.
You need to hurry up and move to that honey in the gym before she moves.
I'll say it in this podcast, but I'm not going to move. So the point is that essentially I'm trying to like. Yeah, just say like the person, you gain what you value in it. You gain what you look for. So if you look for lessons, you gain that. If you look for...
But the reality is, some people would rather just deflect and blame the world. That's so true, it's not you're a minority. So we all come to a point where we have an opportunity to change a narrative and see where that goes. or we just keep going, well, no, why is it me? Why is it me? Why is this happening?
And I think and then that's the other kind of learnings. Like, cool. Like, I honestly feel like because I'm a minority and I'm one of the few people in the world that think like the way I do, I have the responsibility to go and have conversations and share this way of thinking. Hence,
but then you'd be great for your circle of friends as well, because I feel like there's not a lot. So when I see men supporting other men, I find that incredible, because there's not many guys that hold each other accountable. There's not enough guys that will go, bro, like, I want you to do better for yourself, or, you know, why don't you think about doing this? Let me see your CV. Like, there's not many guys that do that. They're here for the good time, and that's it. So I think when you have someone like yourself, or the people that I know, the guys in my life who genuinely want to help one another, I think that's amazing, because you're in a position where you're able to allow to, like, you plant seeds in people. It's
a luxury mindset, isn't it? It's like not many people have it, but a lot.
No pressure, but you need to hurry up and spread your seeds everywhere. Pause.
That doesn't sound right, but maybe start with that girl in the gym, but
boy. That's what he said, not me.
But yeah, there's something about responsibility. You mentioned it as well, and just like people taking responsibility for their own learning and just actions and stuff. And I think there's always like the easier way of just going, nah, it's someone else's fault, is the government's fault, is this and whatever, you know. Like, but people never go like, you know what? Let me just look at myself. Let me just go back to the drawing board, improve myself, better myself, and yeah, it's easier to just go like it's something else.
Yeah, that's because it's kind of how we're all like accustomed to be, which is, but why? Like, as a kid, you're like, but why me? Or, oh, but I want it. We throw tantrums when we're young. We throw our toys at the pram or whatever, and some people still do it as an adult. But then I think the way I changed my life is I just thought, wait, who am I hurting here? I'm hurting myself. Who am I oppressing here? Myself. Who am I limiting? Myself. When I hold negative energy towards people, I'm only overthinking in my head. I'm losing sleep. I'm the one that's, you know, my rest of my days all ruined because I'm holding this energy. So I hold a mindset of I need to continuously grow, evolve, reflect, and keep it going. And I'm in the position now, the last few years, where I hold no negative energy towards anyone. So any issues I had with my dad, I'm so glad that I could let go of that before he passed away. Because I was able to just be happy in his presence. I understood that he had his own journey. He had his own reasons to why he moved the way he did. With any other human being that I've come across who's given me negative energy, I know they've gone through something in life. Even a bully's gone through something in life to why they're now a bully. They might have been bullied before. They might have had insecurities and they're just deflecting. So I carry a mindset of I forgive. I hate nothing. I don't hold negative energy. I just know where to step away from something and protect my energy. And that's my mindset. And I think when you carry that mindset, you carry that way of thinking, you just want to just continue to improve yourself because you realize the value of life and you realize time ain't waiting for nothing. So you need to hurry up.
What is the value of life for you?
So I know, like, on a faith level, we're on this earth on a temporary basis. There's life here isn't to just enjoy and like enjoy it to the max, because when you're gone, you're gone. I believe when you're gone, you're going somewhere better, hopefully somewhere better. So I'm here to just like do as much goodness on this earth. So my goodness could be making someone laugh, could be feeding someone, could be helping someone change their mindset or whatever. So I think the value of life for me is just to appreciate your purpose and understanding your purpose and using your superpower to influence others in the best way. And I think everyone serves a different purpose in your life, and it's not everyone will have the same, and some people outgrow you. And I think for me, it's just to try and do as much goodness, but also not being afraid to fail, because through failure, like we said, there's growth. So for me, my purpose on a faith level is to just grow, learn, and try and be the best version of myself.
I love that. Really? Yeah, that's really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Fuck you.
No, that's me being uncomfortable. That's me doing an Aladdin.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm going to say. You know, when you asked him, like, I felt like, is that something that you do?
Yeah. Not as much anymore, but I know all the time I was queen of sarcasm. I'm very sarcastic now. Like, even though I lost the weight, I'm still the funny friend. But I remember at some point, some guys were like, Hebz, are you beefing me? I'm like, no. They're like, because like I can't understand. I'm like, oh no, I'm just super sarcastic. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So sometimes I have to test the water or try and like. So when I came to you guys in the room, I just got off a conversation that was a bit ugh.
Yeah,
so I was like, I need to shake my energy off and just keep it stepping. So I might have come in and be like, I had to climatize. So it's just like, but your energies are cool.
You just start kind of entering a different space and stuff.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You can do that all the time.
So I think that's the beauty, because you guys, I have no right to come into the room and bring in my negative vibe, because it's not fair on you guys, because you've come with like arms wide open ish, I think. I mean, I don't see no Pepsi Max for me ready with ice, but you know. I
mean, did you communicate that, you know?
Well, someone should have asked in the DMs, Hebz, is there anything that you need?
Is that your favorite drink?
It's a bit of flavor in it. I'm a water person.
Do you know what's in there, by the way? Like, not to sound like that guy, but you go gym, like, come on.
Listen, I drink 5 liters of water a day, pretty much. Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Green tea with mint.
Because I think
this is my little bit of flavor.
Yeah, I think diet drinks are worse than sugar drinks.
Because of all the other crap, yeah. I just think about the fact that my metabolism's in a coma, and if I keep having like even fresh fruit juices, I will expand like a whale.
I'm not judging, by the way. I'm just asking. So.
No, it's fine. In my grownish age, no one's ever told me this, so I appreciate. No, I'm being sarcastic. I do know this.
I know you're being sarcastic. It's fine.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But yes, I used to be more like him when I was younger, which is why I was able to identify it straight away.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I think the weird thing about that is, quite deflective jokes, but at the same time, I'm very much the type of person that would just go in guns blazing, and like let's say like
my stomach's making noises. Sorry, Mike, if you
I
could
heard
pick
it
up.
from it.
I'm so sorry. It's happened a few times. You guys aren't feeding me. I don't understand.
We gave you a Pepsi. I mean, a water.
This is not food, sir. I can keep chewing it all I want. That's not going to change into anything.
No, sorry, but I was gonna say So there's more time I would deflect with a joke or whatnot, because my thing is comedy above everything, kind of thing. Like, I can have that
100%.
I can have that emotional and intimate and or philosophical conversation, which I value beyond very much so. But I love laughing at it. I'm in love with laughing.
That's what I say. People think I'm weird. I'm like, I love laughing.
I love laughing.
Like,
but that's the thing. So but at the same time, so as much as I do deflect with jokes, I love going in like, if something's bothering me, and once upon a time I would like just keep it to myself and overthink it, whatever, and try to come up with a conclusion by myself. And more time I'll just go up to that person and say, "This is bothering me. Why? Why? What?" Because so like, there's enough times in especially one recently that I've kind of told Leo about. Someone's been acting a certain kind of way, and I honestly am confused, because I'm the type of person who fully understands that I only have one side of the story. Kind of thing. So if you're acting weird to me or rude or whatever, I would only ever have my side of the story.
So you need to give me something.
Until you tell me your side, which is why I like to kind of go in like, okay, cool. I have 50% of the story. I must now know the other 50%. How do I do that? Just approach them. Say, okay, why is this happening?
So speaking of, like, we spoke about converting energy and loving to laugh. I choose happiness all the time. Like, I feel like you're in full control of your happiness. We can choose to be miserable. Like, I've been depressed and you can never tell. And it's not me putting on a facade. It's a genuine choice. Like, I enjoy being around good people. I enjoy being like active and doing certain things and releasing energy in a different way. Some people choose to isolate themselves and, withdraw from the world. I choose to be around good energy. And I might be upset, but I'm not... it doesn't have to show in a certain way. So I think that's kind of highlighting the fact that everyone's mental well-being looks different than the other person. And when you choose and you genuinely enjoy laughing and doing certain things, that would be your natural go-to. So for me, like when they say, oh, comedians are the most depressed people ever, I'm like, possibly, because I don't know what happens behind closed doors. But I think some people actually just genuinely choose to be happy. They're like, oh, you're just trying to cover up what you're feeling. I'm like, no, because I'm still addressing what I'm feeling. But I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, I'm sorry, like, bring out a violin, this little tiny one so we can cry together. Like, I have my moment, but I keep it stepping, because I don't want to like take away my energy and choose to just invest in like marinating negativity, because I've tried that. It's not a good look. I don't want it.
It's not.
So I choose to just be happy.
But the thing you said about comedians though, right? Like, I think there's a difference between performing a joke and actually laughing or just having fun. It's two different things.
But then it's because some people see me as the funny person who should have done stand up once upon a time in life. Some of you guys are gonna watch this and be like, you ain't funny. You don't know me. But
no, you're funny. I'll give you.
Can you say it one more time, please? Just look at the camera and say
no,
it.
you're not funny.
Oh,
no, I'm sorry, you're funny.
Crush my soul. But yeah, so people then hold that sort of stereotype on me, and they'll be like, oh, but you're just like, I'm not an entertainer, but just by nature, that's just me.
I get that.
So then people then assume, am I just covering up? I'm like, nah. Like, if I was to tell you what's happening in my life right now, you'd be like, how the hell are you still smiling? Why am I not?
Yeah, like
why should I not? It's not going to change.
You can still go through the same thing and like choose to be happy or sad. It's not going to change what you're going through.
Literally,
like you might as well have a better experience going through it than not. You know, that's
exactly what it is. Yeah. I've chosen to take this way of life rather than going, okay, so this is happening. That means I have to shut down. That means I got to lock off everyone. I got to deactivate my Instagram. People who deactivate the Instagram all the time, it does my head in. It's like, I don't even know who this person is. You're a faded conversation in my DMs. Like
I've done that before once or twice.
Why?
Do you know what? Yeah. So just to give
Delete
you a bit of
app.
understanding. No. honestly. Because there's a little, I like to take a break sometimes once in a while, because what I realized that subconsciously sometimes I go on Instagram and it's almost like an addiction, right? So I don't know, like if I'm bored, like the first thing I open is 100%. Instagram. So I go like, why the fuck am I opening Instagram? Then I started realizing when I'm starting to scroll through stuff, sometimes even not voluntary, I'm taking information in regardless. Even if I look at it for 2 seconds, it might go into my subconscious.
Yep.
And then what's happening on a daily, I'm overloading my brain with it.
I hear you.
But the only way to know that that's happening for me is like when I deactivate my Instagram, because deleting it, you can just install it again. When you deactivate it, it's just.
But you can just reactivate it.
I know you can. I know, but you know what it is. Reactivating it.
Easy,
no, but reactivating is longer than just installing the app.
Don't you just enter the PIN and then they send you through the 4 digits and then you just press copy and
that's long. That's long. Nobody got time for that.
I have a remedy for you. Yeah? I did this recently.
All right, let's try.
Unfollow meme pages.
So what? Unfollow meme pages.
But I used to follow like 50 meme pages. I unfollowed all of them, yeah. Nowadays, when I go on Instagram,
so many in my day.
No, just hear me out. Don't trust me, like, because as much as they post funny stuff, they also post poison.
Yeah, so there's like over positive stuff where it's just like, I beg you, shut up. Like not everything's just jolly all the time. Or over negative stuff, and it's just like not everything has to be so depressed. Like, because then you start actually believing this is your truth. But go on, sorry.
So I unfollowed all of them, and nowadays, when I go on Instagram, I scroll like once or twice, and it says, "Oh, you've seen everything."
Rotted.
I get that.
Sorry, that happens to my other accounts. Yeah. Like I've not used for ages. I've never come to an end of a timeline.
Leave it to that. Meme pages. But meme pages, they post daily, and imagine following 50 meme pages. Because I actually checked how many I was following. I was following 50 of them.
It happens because they're all private.
What's her screen time, bro? What's her screen time?
Oh, yeah.
But my screen time is spent.
No, I didn't even check mine, but what's her screen time?
Our screen time is on emails and like.
No, but still, what's her screen time a day?
Does it tell you? Does your phone tell you?
I'm using it to record it, but yeah.
I'm curious. I'm curious what his screen time is right now.
Not now. That's don't unrecord. What's wrong with you? They didn't drive all the way to East London to unrecord. Are you mad?
But yeah, I was gonna say, see with I've just realized why I don't delete the app and I deactivate my Instagram instead.
Trying to find a backup.
No. I just realized it. It's because like I don't want people to message me and then think that I'm airing them. So I mean,
if they love you enough to go on WhatsApp and message
I know,
you.
but I don't want them to think that. So I'm very considerate of people. So that's my thing.
Here we go. What's the hours? 9.
5. Basically 6 hours.
You're doing good.
Yeah, you're doing all right. Yeah, that's not bad. It's still quite a bit, but it's not bad.
For working it, like nowadays I just
let's use work as an excuse.
No. Like, all I do, yeah. This is generally all I use my phone for. Most time I have it on do not disturb. I put my phone, if I'm working, I put my phone in my drawer. If I'm watching a movie, drawer. Like I just don't use my phone. And what time I only use it for WhatsApp messaging, work colleagues, whatever. I don't talk to people on a daily basis. Like you know, you talk to like that friend that you talk to every day or every 2 days. Yeah. I don't have that no more.
And listen, if you get that girl's number, then your screen time might go up to like 2 hours
extra. Let me know if you know her Insta. I'm gonna do a slide in for you. I can be the instigator in the middle.
Come on.
I'll be like, you look at my Insta.
As much as you're joking, I'm actually taking
I'm gonna do it. But women like a guy who just steps straight.
Yeah, but then they also like someone that that's what I'm saying, because there's so many different. We're going back in circles, but
I'm gonna keep saying it until it enters your mind and it stays there.
You know what? I just remembered another example. Like for instance, when people go like, I want to like get a job, yeah, it's like do 100 interviews. It's the same thing with like women. Approach like 100 women, like you'll
get the job.
Yeah, as long as you're not an idiot and you can actually take the learning from it, you know. Because some people are just, I guess some. I'm not saying him, by the way, but yeah. No, I'm actually not saying him. Like,
no, I get what you mean. In everything you do, like rejection only can.
Let's say it's an advert.
Oh, shout out to the advert. Hi there. I was like, oh, who's talking to me? Hello.
It won't be on a pod after anyway, so
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But yeah,
what was I gonna say to you? I feel like people go, oh yeah, I've applied for 20 jobs. I'm like, but 21 could be yours. Just keep going, just keep doing it. But in regards to unfollowing people on Instagram, I started unfollowing like what's the words? Influencers. I started unfollowing like famous people because I know your Instagram. If I really want to follow you, or if I want to like, I don't know, P Diddy's like post or something, I know I can go straight to his page. I don't need to follow him. For me, there's certain things I've removed because I know it's going to do my head in. And even though I believe there's no such thing as perfection, I might end up looking at some of these women when I'm feeling a bit low and I'm like, why can't I be like you? So I just thought, you know what, I need to just remove any additional things that can hinder. So yeah, like my numbers keep going down. Every now and then I'll go through it and just delete a bunch of people.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah, it's got to be done. But I still believe, like, please don't deactivate your accounts. It just does my head in it personally. Yeah. I don't know who's unfollowed, and I have to go through the conversation and go, oh yeah, that was him. Okay, cool. So just keep your account active, please.
Cool. So we're coming to an end. Just got 2 questions for you.
Oh no.
If you want to gain like, I don't know, another like 60 followers.
Go on.
High numbers. Yeah, like, do you want to promote anything? Do you wanna tell people who you are? If
my name's Hebz. My Instagram is I am Hebz with a Z. Hotel Echo Bravo Zulu. I have a podcast that I produce and I do myself. It's called Growing Up Britishh, and the ish is because it's about being a third culture kid, i.e. non-white. In growing up in the UK and all the general stuff we're faced with, good things, funny things, and serious stuff. So I just go through that journey of every topic. So we're kind of on YouTube, mainly on Spotify and Apple. But yeah, this is it. This is I.
Cool. And so if you could say one thing to 8 billion people watching you or listening to you, what would you say to them?
Does that have to be one sentence?
It can be anything.
All right, cool. So what I will tell other people is what I would have said to my younger self, which is stop trying to rush through life, slow down, appreciate it. Time is of the essence, and every single failure is growth. And self-doubt is a motherfucker. Stop it. Everyone's going through everyone's got the same flaws, same struggles, same everything. If we remove all the smiles, we all have very much at least 4 things in common in life. So let's just embrace it and understand and listen to your good voice and not the self-doubt voice, because it's a bitch.
Love that.
I think that's it.
We're all human, so that's at least one thing.
That's it. We're all human, yo. Yeah. Trust me. I talk to everyone at work, cleaners, everyone.
The foundation.
That's it. That's it.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you.
I didn't drink
and
the
your
water.
sarcasm.
No, I wasn't.
And your Pepsi Max as well. Can't forget that.
I would promote it, but they're not paying me. Maybe they'll pay me now.
You should have a conversation with them. Start paying you.
Can you do it? Thanks.